without any reason, without any selfishness. If you assist somebody, if you help somebody, the kind of happiness you get, I can't explain it in words.
Thank you so much to give us the opportunity to speak to you at such a short notice. Really appreciate it. What was your reaction to the announcement of the sixth lockdown in Victoria?
I was surprised because, as you know, that this year we are going to celebrate 75th year of independence, and we were in full swing making the arrangements. The people have already received the invitations. You have also received, and at the same time, immediately, suddenly you get to know that there is a lockdown. So it was a shock. Though still we have not yet cancelled, we have not yet taken the decision whether we are going ahead with the reception. We are still waiting their announcement next week, and then we'll take a view whether we can go ahead. In case if it is lockdown, then you can't do anything. In case if we are allowed to have few people, we would like to host it.
How has COVID changed life and function inside the Consul General's office?
Well, the consulates, particularly the diplomatic work, comes under the essential services. Mm-hmm. So during the lockdown, we have never closed our offices. Mm-hmm. Yes, when it was lockdown, the number of people were curtailed. Some people were coming, on alternate days, but the office was never closed down. Mm-hmm. And during that time, in fact, we were working more harder, because that was the time when people who were here, who wanted our services, they were affected. Mm-hmm. So it was decided that we will not close our office. Mm-hmm. We'll continue whether there are 2 people or 4 people or 6 people or the entire staff is there. Mm-hmm. In case of emergency, at least we are there to serve the nation, to serve the people.
I know it's a difficult time, but and like individually, we are all having our own space of time to figure out to motivate ourselves. But as a leader, how do you keep the morale high for your people who are working there?
Well, we are here to serve the country, to serve the nation, and to serve the people, Indian diaspora here. Mm-hmm. See, when you have that spirit, you get the energy. From where you get the energy, I also don't know. See, if you assist somebody, the kind of happiness you get, from where you get it, I don't know. But you get some sort of happiness, some sort of satisfaction, without any reason, without any selfishness. If you assist somebody, if you help somebody, the kind of happiness you get, I can't explain it in words.
I can imagine. I can definitely imagine.
A lot of stories were there when the people were stuck here. The parents of the Indian diaspora people, they came here for 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, and they stuck there for 6 months. They were not having their medicines. They wanted to go. There was no options. So if you just say few words to them, that will give some sort of solace to them.
Yeah.
And we were there. Even if you can't do anything, if you just say a few good words.
What are some extreme challenges you faced because of these circumstances here? Is there some you can sort of share with us, the extreme challenges?
See, the challenges before us basically is unpredictability. See, last year also we had the same situation. You start doing something, preparing something, and once you have completed the job, when you are going to finalize that job, and that the lockdown comes. So there is a lot of uncertainty in the situation. It's not only in this country, all over world. You never know what's going to happen next time. This is one of the biggest challenges and which is affecting our our interaction with the community. This is also affecting our consular work, because the people cannot reach to VFS because of the lockdown. And the people, those who are really in need, then they contact the consulate and we try to assist them. We generally, in case of emergencies, generally people are supposed to go to the VFS for their consular services, submit their papers and all these things. But due to the lockdown, if they can't go and the VFS is closed, they are not taking people. But in case of emergency, we ask them to come to the consulate. And whatever services we can do it, we provide them services on the day itself.
Was there any challenge that sort of you also were taken by a surprise that, oh my God, how did this happen?
Well, the entire world has taken this as a surprise. Nobody had thought that we are going to see this kind of a situation. Earlier, whenever there was a pandemic, it was restricted to a place, to a country. It was not spread in the entire universe. And this pandemic, the whole world is suffering from this pandemic. Well, I can recall when we started Vande Bharat mission flights. The flights stopped sometime in March when the lockdown started. And Vande Bharat mission, if I remember correctly, we started sometime June sometime. During those period, those parents who came from India, it was very, very difficult for them. Every day we were receiving lots of calls. And when we opened up the registration for repatriating people from here to India, the first time we got 15,000 people who registered who wanted to go to India. And there were only, in the first phase, there were only, I think, 10 flights. 10 or 12 flights from here, as well as 6 or 7 flights from here and 6-7 flights from Sydney. So it was very difficult to choose people from those 15,000 as to who we should accommodate. Then we had some sort of criteria on what basis we were selecting the people. But every day we were receiving the calls, the elderly people, the pregnant women, the death cases where, the death had taken places in India. It was really difficult time to select the passengers.
How do you feel staying in Australia and when you know that 30,000-40,000 cases are happening and things are opening up and things are getting back to normal, whereas we get 10 or 15 cases and then we go under lockdown? How do you explain that?
Well, it's difficult to say anything about it. It is the decision of the government of Australia. But in India, we have so many other issues also. In case if we lock down, then our economic activities slows down a lot. That is the prime concern. But we are fighting every day. I think we are giving about, if we talk about the average of vaccination which we are giving, it's about 5 million per day. Someday it goes up to 7 million, someday it may come 4 million. So average we can talk that 5 million doses every day is given. If we compare to Australia, we have only 25 million people and we have 1.3 billion. So there's no comparison.
We need to learn a lot from India, the way they've done mass distribution of the vaccine, really. We could have done it in 2 weeks' time and be over with it and declared COVID-free with everybody vaccinated.
True. But that is the only solution during this time.
Yeah.
I don't see any other solution because lockdown is not the solution. That's what I really feel personal. It's my personal opinion.
So you think that, sir, that India is actually learning to live with the virus? Like in the Western world, we are just trying to live with the virus?
Well, I'm not a doctor, but it is my personal feeling that virus is going to be there. You have to protect yourself. Like any other, flu, this virus will also be there. Now, the vaccination which we are having, there might be some other mutant which may not be cured by this vaccination. So maybe in a year or two, we might get another vaccination.
What are some of your highlights in 2 years as a Consul General of Melbourne?
Well, I don't know that you need to tell me what are my highlights. I can tell you what I couldn't do. Well, I came here in July 2019, and you were the first who took my interview. And I said that my doors are open for 24/7 for the Indian community or Indian diaspora. When I came here, at that time, it was too cold and India was too hot. So it was difficult for me to cope up with the cold. I had gone to India in January 2020 and returned back in February. And when I came in March, the lockdown started. So I did not get enough time to interact with the community, with the diaspora. Whenever I got an opportunity, I'm basically, community person. I like to meet people. I like to speak people. The community is so lovely that they still, have lots of good words for me. Wherever I go, they always praise. I don't know why. Because the community is so good. They are so beautiful people. Lovely people here.
What is your posting in Melbourne different to, which you have answered, but how was it so different to any other postings?
See, before this posting, I was in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Where it was you are not allowed to move out of your campus because of the security reasons. And it was a non-family station. It was because of security reasons. You cannot move out. Here, it was difficult to go to your home because every day there were so many events, so many meetings were there. The Indian diaspora is so vibrant. The culturally they are so different. So Holi, Diwali, all the Indian festivals. It's not only one place they are celebrating one festival. Diwali is 200 times, 200 people, 200 community leaders. They are celebrating, Diwali everywhere, and they expect that there should be a representation from the Indian government. So it was very difficult for me, and I wanted to reach out to each and every person. That was my problem, but it was difficult.
Raji, do you think दुनिया में अच्छे दिन आएंगे?
देखिए, हर एक चीज की एक एक्सपायरी डेट होती है सर. सो अगर अच्छे दिन की एक्सपायरी डेट थी, तो बुरे दिन जो चल रहे हैं, विच वी कॉल बुरे दिन या वट एवर वी कॉल, इसकी भी एक एक्सपायरी डेट है.
That's true.
हर रात के बाद एक सुबह होती है. कई बार रात लंबी हो जाती है और कई बार रात बहुत छोटी होती है. फर्क इतना है.
I just wanted to know if there is any special message you like to give to the Indian community here of Melbourne and Tasmania.
As I told you that we are celebrating 75th year of independence this year, and it will last till 15th of August 2023. It started by the inauguration of the Prime Minister from Sabarmati on March 12, 2021. So for 2 years, more than 2 years, this will go on, and that's where the theme of our Independence Day, it is called Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and the theme of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is to become Vishwa Guru Bharat, India's rich culture and heritage, Atmanirbhar Bharat, celebrating our unsung heroes. These are some themes on which we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Other thing which I would like to share with the Indian diaspora, that Government of India has launched a global Pravasi Rishta portal, on which they can register. The Indian diaspora, they can register. It is basically to have the interaction between the Indian diaspora, to have communication between the Indian consulate or Indian embassies with the members of Indian diaspora. So anybody who want to register, they can go to the website. They can get all the information from there and they can register it. Recently, the Government of India or Ministry of Culture, they are also celebrating 75th year of independence by their own way. Recently, they have asked all the Indian diaspora that they should sing a Rashtriya Gaan.
भारत की आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव। देश अपनी स्वतंत्रता की 75वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहा है। आइए इस अवसर पर देश प्रेम की एक नई अलख जगाएं। आइए राष्ट्रगान गाएं।
So I encourage all the Indians as well as the members of Indian diaspora to spread these all over Australia, and they should sing this on the website. It's very simple. In fact, I have sang the same thing, and after singing, you get a certificate of participation from the Ministry of Culture. This is such a beautiful thing. So I request the viewers of your program that they should participate in these activities. And if there's anything where we can assist, if they have any issues with regard to the consulate, we are here.
That is amazing, and our best wishes, our respects, and our blessings for you to continue and pursue and keep shining the name of the country.
Thank you, Tony ji, and you are always, collaborating with the Indian consulate whenever we need it. You are always there, and I would like to convey my sincere thanks from bottom of my heart for whatever you are doing. You are propagating Indian culture, Indian history. I have seen your newspapers, etc., which we receive on a regular basis. It's such a good thing which you are doing. And thank you very much for that, sir.
Most welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Anand sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you for having me on your program. Thank you.